And welcome back to another episode of the Goblin Ringleader podcast. And today we're gonna be doing something a little bit more akin to what we've been doing. We're gonna be playing some modern testing. You know, with Lorwyn coming out, everything's going to change. But the best thing we can do for now is just to try to figure out the best shell. And then from there, we have to figure out what cards slot into our deck. So if we look at the most recent deck that I've been playing in modern. So this is the list we were playing a long time ago. This is what qualified us for the RC. And if we take this and we compare it to sort by, can we sort by? Oh, this is the New Year Jund. Okay. I think this is what we've been working on recently. Not having Battle Cry is interesting. Not having the Trash Master is interesting. Double Mogmob I like. 3 Trawlers is decent. 20 lands might not be enough, but we wanted to get the 4th Skirk in here. I think the Crater Maker might not be as important as the Battle Cry. Just gives us another way to just steal a game. 3 Munitions, 4 Snoops, a Sting Scourger, and a Battle Cry, 4 Harbinger, 3 Trawler, 4 Matron, 2 Mogmob, 2 Ringleader, 2 Sling Gang, 2 Kiki Jiki, 60. We can play Chalice, decent against what decks? Any deck that's trying to play 1 mana removal, any deck that's trying to go stupid fast. It's like our extra copies of Vexing Bauble against Affinity. Thoughtseize is okay. We don't have like any hard removal like Fatal Push or Fire Magic. Iroh's Demonstration could be interesting because Iroh's Demonstration can hit a Johnny, can't hit Flage. It can hit everything in the Boros deck besides Flage, and it can hit a jumped Guide of Souls. I think that the combo is much less I think it's a lot less combo-centric as a format right now, so our sideboard probably should be more grindy. Not having any way to blow up artifacts is going to be rough. We could play... We could play a Vandal Blast. I think the best thing that we can do is have our cards be as wide as possible, hit as many matchups, not be super specific. Against the Affinity deck, we should be just focusing on trying to combo. That's the best way we can grind them out, if I'm being honest. Or we could try to outrace them, but that's a different thing entirely. We could also try to play Heroic Intervention this sideboard. Yeah, I doubt we have any of those. Okay, so let's just test this. And if it doesn't feel good, we might just test Rakdos. Constructed. Oh yeah, my buddy Matt sent me a list. Let me pull this up real quick. Okay. I mean, I do definitely like this list a lot. This is the list that my buddy Matt sent me for the after Lorwyn release. We had the Mud Button Curse Tosser, which is basically Fatal Push in our deck, as well as Curse Crafter, which is a 2 mana 2/3 death touch whenever another goblin dies, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. And then we're just gonna try to like goblin bombardment, like kill them as fast as possible. I like this list a lot. Playing Legacy. What are we doing in Modern right now? One win, one loss. Let's just keep jamming this game or this match. I feel like the first match we played, we probably could have done things a lot differently, and I'm interested to see what the sideboard allows us to do. It's real stony, real stony, snowy. Jesus, it's real snowy out. It was crazy because it was super nice out yesterday. I'll keep it. We have an upkeep stop from Legacy where we play Port. So this is going to be Affinity. I'm gonna fetch shock, Stomping Ground. Play the Ignoble and pass. Baby, here I am. And I can give you what you want, but you got to come home to me. And I got some good old love, and I got some more stuff. When it gonna come back to you, then come back to you. If we come round about by the dozen, that ain't nothing but drinks to love. Hey, little thing, I'm a lot you kinda cousin. Oh, I'm so hard to handle now. So we could just go red. Green. They're gonna counter whatever I play next turn. Birthing Ritual. I could go Mountain. Skirk. Go to the end step. I'm not willing to sack both of these in order to get the Snoop down, because then I have no play after that. The best case scenario is we hit a Snoop off of this. Cycling a Skirk probably isn't worth it. But I will take, just to get the Skirk out of my deck. We have access to 5 mana next turn. Double Kappa. So I'll take 6, go to 10, and then I'm super dead next turn. Unless I can combo kill, which I don't think I can because I didn't get the Snoop down. There's the Harbinger. Hmm. So if I got the Snoop Dogg with the birthing ritual, this turn I could have just hard cast the Harbinger. No, because we wouldn't have had 7 looks. Hmm. This is 7 plus 6 is going to be 14 next turn without the equip of the Shadow Spear. Hmm. Let's get the Snoop down. Another Snoop on top. Hmm. Go like black. Sack. Sack. Harbinger. Yes. I can just grab something by sacking the Harbinger. I can put the Sling Gang into play, and I can gain 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll still be 1 short. I'll put a Kiki on top. The issue is I go to the end step and it's immediately gone. Yeah. Sack the Harbinger. Grab the Harbinger. Yes. So this was a big punt. So they have the Pithing Needle that they can just cast. Oh, that makes sense. The Saga's still there technically when the needle enters. All right, they're both unblockable. This is 14. Equips Shadow Spear, goes to combat, attacks, and we're dead. All right, so I was playing around Mystical Dispute, but make your opponent have it. Don't play scared. That's what we learned there. The good news is we have a lot of really good cards here. So Ringleader's bad because we're not trying to go late game. Same thing with really most of this is not to go late game. Thoughtseize is huge in this matchup, I found. The 1-drops might not be as good. I mean, Uskirk can get trimmed. Munitions aren't really going to be able to tag what we're going to want them to tag. Plus, we're trying to lock them out and then be aggressive. Sting Scourgers like are really only good way to deal with Kappa Cannoneer. Creator Maker costs 5, 7 if you count the cost. But if you get it down and then the following turn crack it, it's 5 damage to 5 mana to kill a Kappa, which is probably too slow. But we need some way to kill an artifact. I think we trim Skirk. Probably even Birthing Ritual. 2 rituals. Because of the fact that we're bringing in so many non-creatures. This could be a matchup where we just cut trim a Mogmob. That's probably a better idea, Matt. This is leaning pretty heavy on the Thoughtseize, but we have lands and spells. I'm going to be mega greedy. Play the Ignoble. For some reason, the greed paid off. It shouldn't, but it did. I could attack, but I really don't care about killing them with combat damage this game. Okay, they have Mox Opal Sync with Flare. I think we just have to take the Kappa. Even though they can never really cast it, like right now, I think that that's the way we lose this game, and we can play through a lot of their interaction. We can't cast any of the rest of these spells, so we're just going to pass. And stop. I know they have Whip Flare and Sink into Stupor. Still not having a commercial district is huge. Put this on top. Go to mine. Not taking the Whip Flare is going to come back to bite us 1000% because we can't pass with Snoop. Could just play Harbinger. We cut our ringleaders. Never mind. I mean, I think shocking. Playing Harbinger. I mean, just get the Mogmob down, actually. Go to combat. Now we can attack. We really wanted that Surveil. So we know the Fiery Islet. They still have a Shivan Reef in their hand. The island is gone. The cap is in the graveyard. So we know 4 of the 6 cards in their hand. Ooh, that's huge. Bauble forces them to try to like do something. I mean, they had the sink, so they can make us pick it up whenever they need to. But I don't think I really want to overcommit here. Like I can just get a trawler down. Bog them. Combat. We should have left up the mana until second main, because then if they bounce the Mogmob, we're able to replay it second main. They're going to sink the Vexing Bauble. Probably EOT. Mm-hmm. Weapons manufacturing is pretty strong. I mean, they only need to cast 6 artifacts for that to work. Go to mine. Okay. Go to combat. Let's see what's going to happen. Go to combat. Attack. I don't think I play anything. I think I want to save these. I guess I could have played the Boggart Trawler tapped. Whip Flare is a sorcery, so it should be safe to just win here. Combat first, attack. Throw this at you. All right. Game three. Thoughtseize. I mean, they had a tough keep. They were trying to be interactive, but we didn't even need the combo there. Just able to know they have a whip flare and not overextend into it all game. Thoughtseize on the draw is interesting. We don't have an oops I win button, but we can try to just do exactly what we did last game. Although if we had a vexing bauble or a chalice, but they saw a bauble, so actually that's a bad point. Gonna probably mulligan to a force of negation or something. Okay, they did go to 6. Opal. Bauble. EE. Alright, we draw. Now this is a game where we really want to get the Thoughtseize down first. Thoughtseize. Whip flare, whip flare, and pinnacle emissary. Take the payoff. We just gotta beat a saga this time. The tough thing is we lose the whip flare. Can clean our entire hand out. They drew a closet Gix. Okay. Crack a bauble. No response. They draw. We draw. Matron. We have to fetch shock. Stomping ground to get this birthing ritual down. They got a second opal. Iffy. Very iffy. What do they grab? They grab Pithing Needle named Snoop. Oh, I appreciate you dropping in, Jesse. I feel like we're pretty well positioned. We're a turn 3 combo deck that can't be countered because of Cavern. We play Birthing Ritual. We are able to grind pretty decently. I feel like we're just on the same level as, any other creature combo deck. We're fragile, but we have power. Kappa, good top deck. Now we can go fetch. Mountain. Get this matron down. No response. Yes, I'll take this crater maker. Go to the end step. There's a Snoop. I could grab a Harbinger. I think the best thing that we can do is grab the Snoop. This forces the whip flare pretty much. Mm-hmm. So I go to 6. We can go play. No. Play Creator Maker. This is interesting. If they have a free artifact in their hand, we could play the bauble to keep it from getting another counter and gaining unblockable. I go to 1 then. Then we don't have enough mana the following turn. If we go ignoble and try to chump, if they play a free artifact, then we just lose. But if we play this, we might have a better chance. End step, we look at some cards. I can't sack this Crater Maker. Because it's my only way to kill this Capo. If I go sack, grab, Wog Mob, I'm about to catch some serious artifact creatures. Yes, I am aware. I believe in us though. I believe. Good vibes. There's a billion ways this goes wrong. Okay, we go to 1. Ish. Okay. Matron, no response. No response. Yes. So if we're grinding, I can just grab a Harbinger to pot into whatever I want next turn. I have to gain life. Like I have to gain life. So we'll grab 1 Sling Gang. Get the ignoble down. I think the attacks really don't matter, but we can still do it. Go to the end step, trigger. We don't find a Sling Gang. I'll sack the Matron to grab this Snoop. Top card is a land. Pass it over. Okay. Chump. Okay, this land does not matter. We can never use the wooded foothills. No, yeah, the Crater Maker is for, I agree, Needle. I was thinking about that. You're right. Great point. It's blue, and this says colorless, target non-land permanent. It doesn't say artifact. But yeah, I've switched gears last turn to just hoping that this Vexing Ball will buys me enough time to win. So we die to another Whip Flare really hard. But we have the potential to do stuff. So now we'll go. Actually, we can just wait until after. If I just go to the end step, trigger is fine. Harbinger. Sting Scourger, I have to pay 4 mana to bounce the Kappa. But then he can cast it with the weapons manufacturing and make more dudes, and then I die. So I think this is a no. Don't want to sack a 3 or a 4, or a 2 or a 4. So I'm going to say no. Pass it over. We have a Harbinger on top, though. Crack a Fiery Islet. EE on 1. Sure. Oh, they paid mana for it, so that works. But they can't pop the EE this turn. But that does give the Kappa unblockable and a bunch of buffs. Oh, it's an 8/8. I can go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 life. Good game opponent. Really, really close. What could I have blown up? I guess I could have. No, because then if they cast X's 1 here, I'm thinking back. If I grab the Sting Scourger, I sack the Crater Maker. I can sack 4 Goblins to pay for the ward. I can unsummon the Kappa Cannoneer. Then the Harbinger goes to the top. No, because then I can't blow up the needle. Good game opponent. Really well played. Yeah, we were 1 short. Really close. Really close. What is it? If I had a Trash Master, if Crater Maker was Trash Master, I think it's a lot better for me there. I think match 1 was also against Affinity and was really close. That's a good point. I could use the Sting Scourger already in play to pay for the ward. Then I could keep the I guess they had 5, so they wouldn't have been able to even recast the Kappa. Interesting. Yeah, because if I sack, let's say the Skirk no, not the Skirk. If I sack it would have to be the Sling Gang. I have 3 tokens, or I have 2 tokens of Skirk, a Crater Maker, and a Snoop. I can sack the Sting Scourger to the Skirk to make 1 mana, 2 tokens to make 3, and then the Skirk itself to make 4 mana. Then I can unsummon the Kappa. They used 1 of their 2 mana in order to cast the EE on 1. They don't have a third land, a third mana source. And then they can't immediately crack the EE, so I don't die to the munitions tokens. And then I'm able to untap, because they can't pressure me the turn they cast the EE on 1. I can untap, cast my Harbinger that was on top. Of course, the Harbinger still has to be on top. What we need to do is have none of our cards change where they were, which I don't think any of those decisions have changed would have. If the Ignoble dies, his hand's kind of bad. We'll try it on the draw. Really close games. I think Affinity's really favored for us. We just have to play to the combo and not play scared, which I think I definitely was. Oh, this is Mill. This is one of our hardest matchups. I don't think sacking the ignoble for a Skirk is worth it. We also want to leave as many cards in our library as possible. One. One Mogmob, the third Harbinger, 1, 2 Snoops, 3 Snoops. Okay. We have 1 Snoop left, 1 Harbinger, 2 Kikijikis, 2 Slingangs. There's the Snoop. Play the Snoop. I think we just attack. Skirk munitions. So it's going to be a no. Top card's Ringleader. Force us to shuffle. There's an archive trap. Okay, now I can play a spell for free. It's another archive trap. My last card in library is a Rockus Theater. And I will concede. Good game, opponent. Well played. Okay. Mill is our worst matchup. Let's bring in Thoughtseize. Cut the Skirk. Cut the... We have to be able to kill crabs. Clear Maker's not the greatest. Sting Scourger's not the greatest. Magus, I guess, is decent. Ringleader takes cards out of the deck, so that's not great. Ritual's not great. I mean, anything that tutors. The combo is pretty bad here. Cut a Snoop, cut 2 Harbingers. We still want to be able to combo, but I definitely think that it's less likely because they have so many ways to mill us. Okay. I won the die roll, so I'll go first. Not with this hand. This is an example of why we shouldn't be playing 20 lands. Maybe that first hand was the best one because we could surveil. I think we keep this as bad as it is. Bottom. This is our third land. Expert's just really bad. Play the arena, pass. I mean, being able to give things haste is going to be good. It allows us to be aggressive on the turns we need to be aggressive. Okay, we redrew a munitions. Play another arena, pass it over. They have a crab and a Laboro. And another crab. Surgical to snoop in my draw step. Sure. And we're going to get this Magus down now. Play, yes. Not worth exerting. Magus will also let us cast our Mog Mobs. We use Matron for Ringleader, but I think getting the mob down is better. Now they can't. Yeah, they can't block because they can deal 1 to the Ruined Crab and then 2 to the normal crab. It's a good mountain. Another Mog Mob. Combat. Ottawara, a Magus. See, we should never play anything. We should always go to combat first. Because now they're going to get to untap with that. Tough. It's okay. Because if we just go to combat and attack, they do that, and then we go Magus. Play a Ruin Crab or a Boro, trigger, Field of Ruin, trigger. They mill us for a bunch. And they have an Archive Trap, probably. Stuck in their hand. Yeah, so this was a punt. The Mog Mob doesn't do anything. We already have one in play. We should make sure that we play around either Sink into Stupor or Ottawara. At least I get to kill. I can fetch Shock if I want. See if we have an untapped Blood Crypt. Probably not. Archive Trap is fine. Then we mill 9. Second Archive Trap. Yes, all we have is a Raucous Theater, which we're not going to bin anything with. Yeah, so, and all of this is because of my hubris. Go to combat first. Munitions expert. That's fine. And now we die in our draw step. Good game, opponent. So our fetch actually killed us here. Yeah, so not killing the crabs actually ended up. You have to kill the crabs, but I felt like Mogmob would have been able to do its thing. It would have. The Mogmob would have been able to kill faster than the crabs would have if I had waited to the second main to cast my. No, because then they just bounced the Magus in the end step instead. I just happened to tap out earlier than I would have otherwise in that turn. So that was just a really good sequence by my opponent. The punt in the end was fetching to try to get the munitions expert in play. I could have just chosen not to take the card out of my library. 12 plus. Because I think I was at 28 cards in my library, and then they went Archive Trap, which is minus 13, which is 15. And then the mills from the crabs were 12. So me fetching the card out of my library and them surgicaling, because they would have surgicaled, I would have gone to one card, would have had the ability to cast a hasty trawler. They would have just chunked and then we still would have died. But that's a really tough matchup for us, 1,000%. We're trying to put a goblin on top and have it stay there. Oh. And they're trying to literally mill cards off the top of our library. So this hand's good though. We're going to turn one shock, get an ignoble down, pass it over. Guide of Souls, okay. One of the tougher matchups. So we can just go get a fetch land. Green, red, Birthing Ritual. Combat. End step. There's a Snoop. But next turn we can grab Ringleader. I think the Ignoble's going to die no matter what. So just grabbing the Snoop. Oof, that's also amazing. I'll set an upkeep stop. If they have no interaction, we can go make infinite Snoops with our Stomping Ground, cast Skirk, fetch Shock, Blood Crypt. Triple Guide of Souls is not interaction. They do get a busted start, but we're doing something crazy. Okay, next turn, my upkeep, I would like to tap to target, tap to target, tap to target, tap to target. So we just need, oh my god. Sideboard to the sideboards. Chalice is really good against Boros, which doesn't make much sense, but it is. Thoughtseize, Leyline, Magus, all meh. Like Thoughtseize can take Flage, Leyline can exile Flage out of the graveyard. None of that really matters here. We want to kill as many other things as we can. Critter Maker is not as efficient as I would have liked. Cut a Skirk and a Harbinger because they're bringing in Fire Magics. The combo is probably not going to be the greatest, and we don't want a bunch of 1-drops. All right, so we've punted a couple matches, and maybe we'll be able to get a win. I mean, I like this sideboard a lot more. Being able to have, like, I guess in the Affinity games, we could have had Meltdown. And probably would have done more than the Chalice or the Vexing Bauble, but we'll see. I really like Chalice versus these aggressive decks because not only does it stop their one drops, but oftentimes in Modern, your removal has to be hyper efficient. So most removal in Modern is at 1 mana. So you can get a lot of free equity when your opponent boards in like a lot more removal spells and they're all one drops. They're hoping to tag a. Oh, they have an arms chance. See, it's a one drop. I'm gonna shock this in. Go to mine. Chalice on one. Play a land tapped and pass. Hey, what's up, Blade? Appreciate you dropping in. Good to see you too. How's your day going? It's snowing over here. I hope it's a little bit warmer wherever you are. They probably have access to a fire magic. Let's get down the birthing ritual. Then we can go play our Snoop. Graven Charm the ritual. That's fine. Harbinger on top is really good for me. So they have a Flage. They can use the Flage. We draw the Harbinger. We get an arena down. If they have a fetch land, they can cast the Flage. They have 3 cards in hand, so the chance of that is pretty high. 1, 2, 3. Cast this. Oh, you didn't leave up the munitions. Grab a Trawler. And we messed that up, but it's okay. They can cast a spell into the Chalice to put a card in the graveyard. Yeah. And now they can untap. Bring back the Flage. Could have grabbed a Sting Scourger. If we're trying to anticipate that. Fist bump. Hey, fist bump. Respect. Chilly in the Bronx. You know what? That makes sense. I have heard that the city gets pretty cold. I mean, a little bit outside of Chicago here. Yeah, the water makes everything chilly. Okay, so what can we do? All we have to do is beat this Flage. It's 5, 6, 7. This will be 4 damage if I cast the munitions right now. They're gonna kill whatever I play. I really should play it as a land. And this feels bad, but just get the sling getting down. It's something to do. Gets bodies on the board, which is where we need to be. See, orbs. I'm not a big proprietor. I don't use orbs a lot. I'll be honest. Orbs are kind of like a skin currency where you're able to like get sleeves and aesthetics for your cards, but they don't really change the gameplay too much. So I'm not 1,000% sure on how to use orbs. I know you can use them on like mastery stuff, but I don't think that you get like actual cards from it, which is sad. This can grab us a surveil land. I mean, we know anything we play is gonna die. Grabbing the trawler instead of the sting scourger is like huge ramifications for this game. If we put this back in their hand, I think they don't really have another way to get 5 cards in the bin, even with marsh flats plus other thing. Cards and sleeves. Yeah. And for the cards, I don't even think that it's really getting the Kikijiki down is just a waste. For the cards, I don't even think that they give you like actual cards, do they? Skewing up the cards first, that makes sense. I mean, if they're physical cards, then yeah, do that. I don't remember if they're like just like different treatments for those cards. Make sure when you get your first like cards that you get through the orbs, go to your collection and make sure you have those actual cards in your collection like added, because it might just be that they're skins, which is horrible, but it's just the way things are now. Everything's a skin. All right, so they've officially cleared our board. At least it's kept us. We would be dead if they just went to our face with all of those. Okay, Bloodstained Mire, Rackus Theater. Look, I mean, that can grab us a Sting Scourger. Go to mine. Draw the Matron. Play the Matron. No response. Yes. We can still fix our mistake. Grab the Sting Scourger. Red, green, Sting Scourger. The Flage. No response. Yield. Let's see. We made a huge punt this game by not grabbing the Sting Scourger instead of the Trawler. Never bank on your opponent not being able to put a card in the bin. They will be able to put a card in the bin. Sting Scourger is like a catch-up card from behind. Trawler is like a preventative card. They could just go to my face. I have 2 mana left over after I Kikijiki. Pyromancer is fine. So wait for them to get bodies into play. Pitch double Orm's Chant. Okay. I was a big fan of Orm's Chant for the longest time because it's basically Time Walk. Okay, now they also are going to be able to escape Flage next turn. No response. I will not like to do that. Okay, so we could grab a Trawler and trade with their board. We also could have end step flashed ammunitions. Then we would have an extra body in play. So let's start with this. Yes, I'd like to grab. We don't have Chain Whirler, but we do have Trawler. I can go black, green, cast trawler, bog you, yield. Fire magic doesn't work against Chalice because it doesn't modify the actual cost. It's still a 1-drop that you're just kicking over and over again in order to get to higher and higher tiers. All right, we're going to trade our board. This is where the munitions would have been huge, but we're going to save the munitions. And it's going to allow us to trade with both of the elementals. Guide of Souls, just go to the graveyard. Tap land. Go to mine. Birthing Ritual is really good. So I get to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, the last card's probably like a Thraben Charm or something. I mean, let's just get this down. Kiki-Jiki gets into play. Let's pass it over. They probably have removal. Make the elementals. Still in the end step. Flash in munitions. I would like to shoot the elemental. And then I'd like to pass. Voice of Victory is fine. The elemental can't even really attack because I'll just eat it with the Kiki-Jiki. So we go to the end step. Gonna tap to make a copy of the Munitions Expert. It's gonna deal 3 to the voice. Okay, now I untap. I get to play Birthing Ritual. And then I get to play a Sling Gang. No response. Then I'm going to go to combat, declare attacks, attack like this. Do they block? They don't. Then before the end step, I would like to sack it to drain gain. Then I'll go to the end step. Yeah. I would like the Birthing Ritual trigger to happen first. Or last. No response. No response. I can grab an ignoble. I'm going to sack a goblin to grab an ignoble. And I'll pass. Go to the end step. I'm going to make a copy of my Sling Gang Lieutenant. No response. Then I go to my turn. I get to play a Skirk. Into my own Chalice. Totally fine. Combat. Declare attacks with this 1 and 2 of these. Sack, drain gain. You can keep your dude, that's fine. Yes. Then we go to the end step. I want the Kiki-Jiki to happen last. So we put the birthing ritual on second. They fetch in response. Okay. Munitions, matron, Mogmob. I'll sack this to go grab a matron. Matron is going to grab me a ringleader. Ringleader's going to draw me a bunch of cards, but for now we're just chilling. Pass it over. We don't die to a Flage, which is huge. End step. Copy the Sling Gang. We can copy the Matron. Let's copy Matron. Slam the door on this game. No response. Yes. Grab a Snoop. Go to mine. Another Snoop. Exert this land, tapping a mountain. Red, red. You can go haste and a red for a Snoop. Haste and a red for a Snoop. Copy the original matron. No response. Yes. Grab a Kiki-Jiki. Kiki-Jiki. Oh, we matron for the Kiki-Jiki. Genius, farmer, genius. It's okay. We were playing with our food. So we go tap the ignoble. Ringleader. No response. Trawler, Mogmob. So now we're just officially playing the fair game plan. I have 2 matrons. I think I can use sack and ignoble, cast a skirk, counter. Okay, punting again. Let's go to combat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 goblins. Blocks are fine. Damage is good. They go to 22. Go to the end step. I would like to go first the Kiki, then the other Kiki, then the birthing ritual. So the ritual happens first. We found a Harbinger that doesn't do anything. Sack a matron. Grab the Harbinger. Harbinger is going to put a card on top. It's going to be another ringleader? Question mark. No, let's make it a Mogmob. No, let's put another Harbinger on top. Then, oh wait, that was already sacked. So now we sack this one. And now nothing gets sacked, and we pass. We could have dealt them infinite damage, but we messed up, so now we're just going to deal them a lot of damage. Good game, opponent, really well played. Okay, 2-3. You know, just another day in the office. That was my opponent drawing a lot of lands, so I don't feel really good about that one. But yeah, modern goblins, lots of fun. You know, I'm not the greatest pilot in the world. I'll be honest. I'm trying to get better. That's why we do this. I like to play every single day and just see. What can I learn? I'll take my L's, I'll take the losses so that I can keep going and improve slowly over time. So Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoy Goblins content, if you enjoy Let's Be Ramble, hit like and subscribe. The easiest way to support the channel, and it's free. If you want to do more support the channel, $1 a month gets your name read out on every stream. And if you want to support me, you can go to the Patreon and help me go to these big tournaments, do all the stuff that I do, and it really means the world to me. So we're going to read off the Patreons and the members, and I'm going to go from the top. We have in the Patreon, we have the Green Goblin tier, the Real 2CU, and your account. Big shout out to those legends. And then we have Adam at the Cranko Mob Boss tier. Big salute to Adam. Then in the members, we have Alpha Ronan, Tim's Top Decks, Elias Sutter, The Darth Newt, ADDY100K, Jared Munsterman, and Annan, Riberio, Cypher777, The High Wumpus, AJR, B Rhyme, Gorvisker, Sliver of Nope, Scott McIntosh, Javier Hugo, Valeroth, Yorminger, Terrioth, Nito Burrito, Chugger Philosophy, The Green Ranger, Stanton McCain, Uncooked Burrito, Danny Alexandria, Sergeant Farmer, Hilltop Healthy, and you. Thank you so much for watching. It really means the world to me. Until next time, I hope you have a beautiful day. Peace.